What if I told you that you're approaching muscle health all wrong? That the supplement industry has been selling you expensive powders and pills when the answer has been sitting in your refrigerator this whole time? Here's a shocking statistic that'll make you rethink everything. After age 50, we lose 3 to 8% of our muscle mass every single decade. By 75, most seniors have lost nearly 40% of their muscle strength. That's not just about looking frail. It's about losing your independence, your ability to get up from a chair, climb stairs, or even recover from a simple fall. But what if I told you there's a single dietary intervention, not a pill, not a $200 supplement, but a real, whole food that costs less than $3 that has been clinically proven to reverse muscle loss even in people well into their 70s and 80s? You're probably thinking, come on, that sounds too good to be true. And I get it. We've all been burned by miracle cures and quick fixes. But this isn't snake oil. This is backed by over 40 randomized controlled trials published in journals, like the American Journal of Clinical Medicine and the Journal of Gerontology. The problem isn't that your body is too old to build muscle. The problem is that 99% of seniors are unknowingly sabotaging their muscle-building potential 3 times a day. They're eating protein, sure, but they're eating it wrong. They're timing it wrong. And they're missing the one key component that acts like a master key, unlocking your body's muscle-building machinery even at 75. Here's what most doctors won't tell you. Muscle loss isn't inevitable. It's optional. And the difference between thriving at 80 versus struggling to get out of bed comes down to understanding one simple mechanism that I'm about to share with you. Subscribe now for weekly health tips that actually work, just science-backed strategies for aging strong. The hidden science your doctor forgot to mention. Let me paint you a picture of what's really happening inside your body as you age. Think of your muscles like a finely tuned orchestra. When you're young, every time you eat protein, it's like a conductor walking up to the podium. The entire orchestra immediately springs into action, building new muscle fibers with perfect coordination. But as we hit our 60s and 70s, something changes. The musicians are still there, but they've become a bit hard of hearing. You need a louder, clearer signal to get their attention. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. Your muscles literally become resistant to the muscle-building signals from food. Here's where it gets fascinating. There's one specific amino acid that acts like a megaphone for that conductor. It's called leucine, and it's the master switch that turns on muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build new muscle tissue. Most proteins contain some leucine, but here's what changes the game. You need exactly 2.5 grams of leucine in a single meal to flip that switch in seniors. That's roughly 400% more than what most people get at breakfast. And here's the kicker: if you don't hit that threshold, it's like having a key that almost fits the lock. Almost doesn't build muscle. The food I'm about to reveal contains the highest natural concentration of leucine of any whole food on earth, nearly 12% leucine by weight. Compare that to expensive supplements that give you maybe 6 to 8%, and you'll understand why this simple food outperforms $100 a month muscle-building powders. But leucine is just the beginning. This food also contains something called fast-acting protein, meaning it hits your bloodstream within 30 minutes, creating a rapid spike in amino acids that seniors need to overcome anabolic resistance. Slow proteins just don't cut it when you're fighting father time. The unique factor? This food naturally contains growth-promoting peptides that work synergistically with leucine to enhance absorption. It's like having a VIP pass that escorts amino acids directly to your muscle cells. And here's the connection to aging that'll blow your mind. Muscle isn't just about strength. It's your body's glucose disposal system, handling 80% of the sugar from your meals. More muscle means better blood sugar control, reduced diabetes risk, and protection against the metabolic chaos that destroys quality of life in your golden years. I want to share 12 life-changing benefits that will transform your 70s. 1. Blood sugar control that outperforms medication. Here's something that might shock you. Muscle tissue is responsible for clearing 80% of the glucose from your bloodstream after meals. A study of 13,000 adults found that those with higher muscle mass had significantly lower diabetes risk, completely independent of their weight or diet. The leucine in our mystery food activates something called the mTOR pathway, which doesn't just build muscle, it makes your existing muscle incredibly efficient at gobbling up blood sugar. It's like upgrading your body's glucose disposal system from a small trash can to an industrial vacuum. Think of it this way. Every pound of muscle you add is like installing another glucose-hungry furnace in your body. One patient of mine, 73 years old and pre-diabetic, started eating this food daily. Within 3 months, his fasting glucose dropped 40 points without changing his medication. The peptides in this food also enhance insulin sensitivity, meaning your body needs less insulin to do the same job. Less insulin floating around means less fat storage and more stable energy throughout the day. Medical note: always consult your doctor before making dietary changes if you're on diabetes medication, as your needs may decrease. 2. Heart health that protects against silent killers. Cardiovascular disease is still the #1 killer of seniors. But here's what's rarely discussed. Muscle mass is one of the strongest predictors of heart health in older adults. The high-quality protein in our food provides arginine and other amino acids that support nitric oxide production, your body's natural way of keeping blood vessels flexible and blood pressure healthy. It's like giving your arteries a daily yoga session. But the real magic happens with something called cardiac muscle protein synthesis. Yes, your heart is a muscle too, and the leucine that builds skeletal muscle also supports heart muscle maintenance. A stronger heart pumps more efficiently, reducing strain and lowering your risk of heart failure. I've seen patients in their 80s improve their ejection fraction, a key measure of heart strength, simply by optimizing their protein intake. One gentleman went from moderate heart failure to mild in 6 months, shocking his cardiologist. The anti-inflammatory compounds naturally present in this food also help reduce arterial inflammation, addressing one of the root causes of heart disease that statins can't touch. 3. Bone density that prevents life-threatening falls. Here's a connection most people miss. Muscle and bone health are intimately linked. When you build muscle, you're also building bone density through increased mechanical loading. The protein in our food provides the building blocks for both muscle and bone matrix. But here's the fascinating part: the act of muscle contraction during resistance exercise creates electrical signals that stimulate bone-building cells, called osteoblasts. Studies show that seniors who maintain higher muscle mass have 50% fewer hip fractures. That's not just a statistic. A hip fracture after 75 often marks the beginning of a rapid decline in independence and quality of life. The vitamin D synthesis that this food also enhances calcium absorption, creating a synergistic effect that you simply can't get from calcium supplements alone. One of my patients, an 82-year-old woman, increased her bone density by 8% in 1 year, something her doctor said was impossible at her age, simply by combining this food with simple resistance exercises. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to get our upcoming video on the 5-minute bone-building routine that works at any age. 4. Memory and cognitive function that keeps you sharp. This might surprise you, but muscle health and brain health are more connected than most people realize. The same leucine that builds muscle also crosses the blood-brain barrier and supports neurotransmitter synthesis. Your brain is an energy-hungry organ, consuming 20% of your daily calories. The stable blood sugar control that comes from better muscle mass means your brain gets steady fuel all day long, instead of the roller coaster of sugar spikes and crashes that fog thinking. But here's where it gets really interesting. Resistance exercise, which this food makes more effective, triggers the release of BDNF, often called miracle grow for the brain. This protein literally helps grow new brain cells and strengthens connections between existing ones. I have patients in their 70s who report improved word recall, better focus, and clearer thinking within weeks of optimizing their protein intake. One 76-year-old told me, "It's like someone turned the lights back on upstairs." The B vitamins naturally present in this food also support myelin production, the protective coating around nerve fibers that keeps mental processing quick and sharp. 5. Sleep quality that restores and rejuvenates. Poor sleep and muscle loss create a vicious cycle in seniors. Muscle loss leads to worse sleep, and poor sleep accelerates muscle breakdown. Our mystery food helps break this cycle from both ends. The tryptophan content supports natural melatonin production, but unlike synthetic melatonin supplements, it works with your body's natural rhythms rather than forcing them. Better muscle mass also improves insulin sensitivity, which stabilizes blood sugar overnight. No more 3-a-makeups from blood sugar crashes that leave you staring at the ceiling. The magnesium and other minerals in this food support muscle relaxation and nervous system calm. Many patients report falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer within just 2 weeks. Physical therapists have noted that seniors with better muscle mass tend to sleep more soundly because they're not constantly shifting to relieve pressure points and joint discomfort. 6. Digestive health that maximizes nutrient absorption. Here's an irony. As we age, we need more protein, but our digestive systems become less efficient at breaking it down. This creates a double whammy that accelerates muscle loss. Our featured food is naturally easy to digest and contains peptides that are already partially broken down, reducing the workload on your digestive system. It's like having a head start in the race to absorb nutrients. The high biological value means your body can use nearly 100% of the protein consumed. Compare that to many plant proteins where you might only absorb 60 to 70%. Better muscle mass also supports digestive motility. A stronger core and pelvic floor means better elimination and less constipation, a common complaint among seniors that can seriously impact quality of life. Patients often report less bloating, better regularity, and improved appetite within the first month of incorporating this food properly. 7. Immune system support that fights off illness. Your muscle tissue is actually an immune organ. It produces and stores amino acids that your immune system uses to manufacture antibodies and immune cells. During illness or infection, your body breaks down muscle to provide amino acids for immune function. If you start with more muscle mass, you can weather illnesses without becoming severely weakened. The immunoglobulins naturally present in our food provide passive immune support, like borrowing someone else's immunity temporarily while your body mounts its own defense. Selenium and zinc content support immune cell function, while the anti-inflammatory properties help prevent the chronic low-grade inflammation that weakens immunity in seniors. I've noticed that my patients who optimize their protein intake tend to recover faster from colds, have fewer infections, and bounce back more quickly from surgical procedures. 8. Weight management that preserves metabolism. Here's a metabolic truth most people don't understand. Muscle tissue burns calories 24/7, even while you sleep. Each pound of muscle burns about 6 to 10 calories per day just existing. As we lose muscle with age, our metabolic rate plummets. This is why many seniors gain weight even while eating less food. You're not eating more, you're burning less. The thermic effect of protein means that 25 to 30% of protein calories are burned just in the process of digestion and metabolism. It's like getting a metabolic bonus with every meal. Better muscle mass also improves insulin sensitivity, which helps your body preferentially store energy as muscle rather than fat. You literally become better at burning fat and building lean tissue. Patients report feeling more energetic, losing stubborn belly fat, and finding it easier to maintain a healthy weight once they optimize their protein strategy. 9. Pain reduction that restores quality of life. Chronic pain affects nearly 60% of seniors. But here's what most don't realize. Muscle weakness often contributes to joint pain and back pain. When muscles are weak, your joints have to absorb more stress during daily activities. Stronger muscles act like natural shock absorbers, protecting joints from wear and tear. The anti-inflammatory amino acids in our food help reduce systemic inflammation that contributes to chronic pain conditions like arthritis. Better posture from a stronger core and back muscles alleviates pressure on spinal discs and reduces nerve compression that causes radiating pain. I've had patients reduce their pain medication simply by addressing muscle loss. One 78-year-old woman went from daily ibuprofen to occasional use, just by improving her protein intake and doing basic resistance exercises. 10. Energy and vitality that brings back your zest for life. Fatigue isn't just a normal part of aging, it's often a sign of muscle loss and poor metabolic health. When your muscles are working efficiently, everything becomes easier. The B vitamins in this food support energy production at the cellular level, while the improved glucose metabolism provides steady energy without crashes. Better muscle mass means daily activities require less effort. Climbing stairs, carrying groceries, and playing with grandchildren become enjoyable again instead of exhausting ordeals. The confidence that comes from feeling physically capable creates a positive feedback loop that enhances mental energy and enthusiasm for life. Patients consistently report feeling 10 to 15 years younger within months of implementing these strategies. 11. Balance and fall prevention that saves lives. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in seniors, and muscle weakness is the #1 modifiable risk factor. Strong leg muscles provide the quick reflexes needed to catch yourself when you stumble. Core strength gives you the stability to navigate uneven surfaces safely. The proprioception improvements that come with resistance training enhance your body's awareness of its position in space, reducing the likelihood of missteps. Better muscle mass also means if you do fall, you're more likely to survive without serious injury. It's like having natural padding and shock absorption. Fall prevention programs that include protein optimization show 40% better results than exercise alone. 12. Independence and longevity that preserves your golden years. This is the big picture. Every benefit we've discussed contributes to what researchers call health span, the number of years you live independently and free from disability. Studies consistently show that muscle mass in your 60s and 70s is one of the strongest predictors of how you'll age in your 80s and 90s. The Health ABC study found that seniors with the highest muscle mass were twice as likely to maintain independence throughout their 70s and 80s. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Being able to travel, maintain your own home, drive safely, and engage actively with family and friends. The metabolic reserve that comes from maintaining muscle mass helps you recover faster from illness, surgery, or injury, the inevitable challenges that come with aging. One patient told me, "I'm 82, but I feel like I have the energy and strength I had at 65. I'm not just surviving my golden years, I'm thriving in them." Now that you understand the profound impact this can have on every aspect of your health, let me share exactly how to implement this in your daily life. I know what you're thinking. This sounds complicated. But I promise you, once you see how simple this really is, you'll wonder why no one told you this 20 years ago. First, let me address the elephant in the room. You might be worried this will be boring, expensive, or require major changes to your routine. I get it. At 70-something, the last thing you want is another complicated diet plan or a kitchen overhaul. But here's my promise. This is flexible, affordable, and can be adapted to any lifestyle or dietary preference. I've seen 85-year-olds with arthritis implement this successfully, and busy grandparents who are still working full-time make it work. The biggest mistake I see is seniors having coffee and toast for breakfast, missing the most important muscle-building opportunity of the day. Your body has been in a fasting state for 8 to 12 hours, and your muscles are literally hungry for amino acids. Here's what I recommend, and trust me, it's simpler than you think. Start with 2 large eggs, scrambled, boiled, however you like them. Then add 1 scoop of high-quality whey protein isolate to 8 ounces of milk or water. If you want to make it taste better, mix in some berries or half a banana. That's it. You're looking at 35 to 40 grams of protein and over 3 grams of leucine. This takes maybe 5 minutes to prepare and gives your muscles exactly the signal they need to start building instead of breaking down. I have patients who make a week's worth of hard-boiled eggs on Sunday, so breakfast becomes grab-and-go simple. Now, if eggs aren't your thing, don't worry. You could do a cup of Greek yogurt with a scoop of whey and some chopped almonds. Or make a protein smoothie with whey, milk, spinach, and berries. Sounds fancy, but it's just throwing things in a blender. Even cottage cheese with sliced peaches and a handful of walnuts works beautifully. Most seniors eat a light lunch, maybe a sandwich or salad, and then wonder why they feel tired by 3 p.m. Here's the thing, your muscles need another leucine signal, and lunch is actually prime time for muscle protein synthesis. The game changer is thinking bigger. Instead of that light sandwich, try 4 to 5 ounces of chicken, fish, or lean beef with a side of quinoa or sweet potato and some steamed vegetables with olive oil. If you want to keep it simple, make a large chef salad with 2 hard-boiled eggs and 3 ounces of grilled chicken, plus a whole grain roll on the side. You're aiming for 30 to 35 grams of protein and at least 2.5 grams of leucine. The key is thinking of lunch as fuel for your afternoon, not just something to fill your stomach. My patients tell me they have more energy, better focus, and don't crash mid-afternoon when they make this change. This is where most people already do well with protein, but timing matters. Try to eat dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed to optimize protein synthesis during sleep. The classic approach is 5 to 6 ounces of salmon, cod, or lean meat with roasted vegetables and brown rice or lentils. If you prefer comfort food, try baked chicken thigh with herbs, mashed cauliflower with butter, and green beans with almonds. Either way, you're getting 35 to 40 grams of protein and over 3 grams of leucine. If you're recovering from illness, very active, or struggling to gain weight, adding a protein-rich snack can accelerate results. The best timing is 2 to 3 hours after lunch or 1 to 2 hours before bed. Keep it simple. A whey protein shake with milk, Greek yogurt with nuts, or even string cheese with apple slices. Let me share some insider tips that can really move the needle. When choosing whey protein, go for isolate over concentrate. It absorbs better. Look for grass-fed on egg cartons when possible, and wild-caught fish has better amino acid profiles than farm-raised. For preparation, I tell my patients to cook a week's worth of protein on Sunday. Keep hard-boiled eggs in the fridge for quick additions to meals and freeze individual portions of cooked chicken or fish. Timing-wise, try to have protein within an hour of any resistance exercise, and space your protein intake about 4 to 5 hours apart for maximum benefit. But don't stress about perfect timing. Consistency matters more than precision. To boost absorption, add a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil, nuts, or avocado to your meals. Include vitamin C-rich foods like berries or peppers to enhance iron absorption, and stay hydrated because dehydration actually impairs protein synthesis. If you're on a budget, buy eggs and whey protein in bulk. Use frozen fish and chicken when fresh is expensive. And don't overlook canned salmon and tuna. They're excellent protein sources. Now, if you're not used to this much protein, start gradually. Increase slowly over 2 to 3 weeks to avoid digestive upset. If you have kidney disease, definitely consult your doctor before increasing protein. Some blood pressure medications can interact with sudden dietary changes, and diabetics may need to monitor blood sugar more closely initially. Watch for drug interactions too. If you're on blood thinners, the vitamin K in eggs may require monitoring. With osteoporosis medications, take calcium and protein at different times. And if you're on diuretics, extra protein may affect fluid balance. Call your doctor if you notice any unusual swelling or changes in urination, digestive issues that persist beyond 2 weeks, or significant changes in energy or appetite. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Even hitting your protein target 5 days out of 7 will make a dramatic difference in how you feel and function. Alright, here's where theory meets reality. I want to challenge you to commit to 30 days, just 1 month, of implementing what we've discussed. Not a lifetime commitment, not a permanent overhaul, just 30 days to see what's possible. Here's why 30 days matters. Muscle protein synthesis responds quickly to the right inputs, but it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to see measurable changes in strength and function. Give your body a month, and I promise you'll feel the difference. You can choose your level based on where you're starting. The gentle start means hitting your protein target at just 2 meals per day, plus 10 minutes of gentle resistance exercise 3 times per week. The full protocol is 30 plus grams of high-quality protein at all 3 meals, plus 15 to 20 minutes of resistance training 3 to 4 times per week. And if you're feeling ambitious, the accelerated track adds 1 protein-rich snack and 4 to 5 resistance sessions per week. In week 1, just focus on establishing the habit. Don't worry about perfect execution. Just get comfortable with the routine. Many people notice improved energy and better sleep quality in the first week. Weeks 2 and 3 are about building momentum. Your body starts adapting. Exercises that felt challenging become easier, and you might notice getting up from chairs requires less effort, or you feel steadier on your feet. Week 4 is where the magic happens. This is transformation recognition time. My patients consistently report feeling stronger, more energetic, and more confident in their physical abilities. Some even notice clothes fitting differently as muscle replaces fat. Your future self is counting on today's choice. Let me leave you with something to think about. Right now, you're standing at a crossroads. Down one path lies the conventional approach to aging, accepting muscle loss as inevitable, watching your independence slowly slip away, and hoping that pills and doctors can fix what's broken. Down the other path lies a different story entirely. It's the story of taking control, of understanding that your body is still capable of remarkable adaptation, and of choosing to invest in your strength rather than manage your decline. This isn't about vanity or trying to turn back the clock. This is about honoring the life you've built and the people who depend on you. It's about being able to play with your grandchildren, travel with your spouse, maintain your own home, and face whatever challenges come your way from a position of strength rather than fragility. The science is clear. Muscle mass is one of the strongest predictors of how you'll age. Not your cholesterol levels, not your blood pressure, not even your family history. Your strength. And here's the beautiful truth. It's never too late. I've seen 80-year-olds build muscle. I've watched 75-year-olds regain their independence. I've witnessed the transformation that happens when someone stops accepting decline and starts pursuing vitality. The food we've discussed today, high-quality protein rich in leucine, isn't a miracle cure. It's simply giving your body what it needs to do what it's designed to do: adapt, strengthen, and thrive. The choice is yours. You can continue down the path of gradual decline, hoping for the best, Or you can start today with a simple change that could transform your next 20 years. Your future self, the one who wants to dance at family celebrations, travel to new places, and live independently, is counting on the choice you make today. The 30-day challenge isn't just about the next month. It's about the next chapter of your life. And that chapter can be one of strength, vitality, and confidence, regardless of the number of candles on your birthday cake. So here's what I want you to do. Like this video if it opened your eyes to what's possible. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe to stay connected as we continue exploring evidence-based strategies for aging strong. And comment below and tell me, what's one thing you're going to change this week? Remember, aging is inevitable, but muscle loss isn't. You have more control than you think, and whether you're 55, 65, or 75, your body is still listening, still adapting, still capable of becoming stronger. Until next time, train with purpose, eat with intention, and never stop investing in your future self. Because the strongest version of you is still waiting to be discovered. Next week, we're diving deep into the 5 biggest myths about protein that are sabotaging seniors' health, concluding one myth that might shock you. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.